They convicted Marcus Webb of first-degree murder in 1997. The jury took 4 hours. He got life without parole. Then a retired forensic analyst's field notebook turned up in a storage unit sale in 2023, and the fingerprint evidence that put him away describes a different crime scene entirely. The case looked airtight from day one. Darlene Fosse was found on the floor of her apartment in Macon County on October 14, 1997. Single blunt force trauma to the back of the skull. The door had not been forced. The windows were locked. And Marcus Webb, her neighbor, her occasional handyman, a man she had argued with 2 weeks earlier, his fingerprints were on the cast-iron doorstop that killed her. The state's fingerprint examiner, Raymond Teller, took the stand for 30 minutes. He said the prints were a confirmed match. The defense had no expert to counter him. Webb maintained his innocence through every day of the 8-day trial. The jury came back in 4 hours. Raymond Teller died in March 2022. His daughter spent the following year clearing his storage unit in Bibb County, 14 boxes of professional materials he had never thrown away. When those boxes went up for sale in the fall of 2023, a private investigator working a separate case bought 3 of them for $20. Inside the second box, underneath a set of continuing education binders from 1999, was a wire-bound field notebook. Green cover, Teller's name on the inside flap, written in blue ballpoint. The notebook was a running log of every examination Teller had conducted between 1995 and 2001. Each entry included the case number, the evidence item, the collection date, and Teller's preliminary field notation. His raw, unprocessed assessment before the formal lab report was written. On page 47, under case number MC 1997-841, next to the words, cast iron door stop, brown residue, single surface, Teller had written 3 words: partial, inconclusive, non-identifiable. That is a forensic term. Non-identifiable means the prints could not be matched to any known individual, including Marcus Webb. But the formal lab report submitted at trial, the document the jury saw, the document Teller testified from, described those same fingerprints as a confirmed 12-point match to Webb's left index and middle fingers. 2 documents, same case number, same analyst, opposite conclusions. The field notebook is what Teller wrote on site before any lab processing. The formal report is what replaced it. Standard protocol in Macon County's forensic unit in 1997 required field notations to be attached as an exhibit to every final report. They never were. When the defense requested all fingerprint documentation during discovery, the response they received was a single page, the formal lab report. The field notebook did not appear in the trial record. It did not appear in the evidence log. It was not listed as destroyed. It simply was not there. But the notebook was not even the strangest part. Once the private investigator flagged it, and it reached the Innocence Project's Atlanta office, their team pulled the original discovery record, the full list of materials the prosecution was required to hand over before trial. On page 12 of that log, under a line item dated September 3, 1997, someone had written case number MC 1997-841, the words field documentation, fingerprint analysis, and checked a box, provided. The defense had signed for a package that week, but Webb's original attorney had kept his copy in a file cabinet for 22 years before retiring. That file contained only the formal lab report, not the field notes. The signed receipt said the defense received field documentation. The file said they did not. Here is where the investigation stops making sense in the way you expect. Every instinct in this case points toward Raymond Teller. His name is on both documents, but Teller's daughter provided something the investigators had not asked for: a letter, dated November 2001, written by Teller to the Macon County District Attorney's Office, addressed to supervising prosecutor Gerald Harwick. In the letter, Teller states that he has significant concerns about a 1997 case. He does not name Webb, in which his field notations were, and this is Teller's exact phrasing, superseded without my review or authorization. He requests a meeting. He asks that the matter be handled discreetly. There is a response letter stapled behind it, on DA letterhead, signed by Harwick. 2 sentences. The first says the matter was reviewed internally and found without merit. The second asks Teller to refrain from further correspondence on closed cases. Teller never wrote to them again. He retired 14 months later. Raymond Teller did not falsify his own report. He discovered it had been altered and was told to stay quiet, which means someone above him, inside the prosecution chain, replaced his field assessment with a formal report that said the opposite of what he found. Marcus Webb was convicted on fingerprint evidence that the analyst who collected it believed was non-identifiable. Gerald Harwick left the DA's office in 2003 and spent the next decade as a private defense attorney. He declined to comment when the Innocence Project reached him in 2023. The Macon County DA's office issued a statement saying the case had been reviewed thoroughly at the time of trial and that they had full confidence in the verdict. Marcus Webb is 61 years old. He has been in prison for 27 years. The Innocence Project filed for post-conviction review in December 2023. As of today, no court date has been set, and somewhere in the Macon County DA's archive, there is a file marked closed. Nobody has been able to open it.